Imagine having to sue a jail because your son was beaten to death, and your son was beaten to death because the guards encouraged the other inmates to beat him. In fact, they awarded him. They said, hey, listen, if you go and beat this inmate, we'll let you watch the LA Dodgers and Mets playoff game tonight. This is exactly what happened back in 2006. John Chamberlain was arrested on allegations of domestic battery and a misdemeanor possession charge of child pornography. And immediately he goes to jail and he starts to become concerned for his life. He was in a jail in Orange County. And yeah, child molesters, people who beat women, beat kids, they're the lowest of the low in jail. So Chamberlain had something to worry about right away. Well, and sadly enough, depending what side of the tracks you're on this particular issue, Mr. Chamberlain was beat to death, and his family filed a lawsuit against the guards, the sheriff, the jail, Orange County, and they got a settlement. What do you think that settlement was? Well, here's some of the facts of the case. So, supposedly the guards had told a shot caller, John Luis Petrovich, that Chamberlain was in jail on charges of child pornography. And then those guards said, hey, listen, if you guys go and beat the crap out of him, we'll let you watch the Dodgers-Mets playoff game tonight.
Petrovich claims it wasn't the inmates who initially targeted Chamberlain.
The cops had pulled me out and told me. They said hit him from the neck down, and he just had to go beat him up because he's a pervert.
So a bunch of inmates go up to Chamberlain and they say, hey, listen, man, we need you to go downstairs and do some push-ups. So Chamberlain, the new kid on the block, is like, yeah, okay. He doesn't want to catch any beef.
I got the guy, allegedly, brought him down. Some people dragged him inside the cube and started beating on him.
So he goes downstairs. Immediately upon going downstairs, he's greeted by a bunch of other inmates who start beating the crap out of him. And during this, John Chamberlain is allegedly heard screaming, yelling for help, yelling in pain. All the meanwhile, the guards that were being paid to protect him and the other inmates were allegedly watching TV, and they were watching TV and they were looking in the direction as they watched TV, the area that Chamberlain was getting beat. So it was alleged that they could hear this, and regardless of what they heard, they didn't do anything. So in fact, instead of doing their job, what they did is not only did they encourage the inmates to beat the crap out of Chamberlain, not only did they award the inmates for beating the crap out of Chamberlain, but they heard Chamberlain getting the crap beat out of them and they did nothing. And further, it was further alleged that these guards gave the inmates that beat Chamberlain time to clean up, clean the blood off, change their clothes, so they wouldn't be considered suspicious of anything at that point in time. So the guards really did a number on Chamberlain, and his family sued everybody. They sued the sheriff, they sued the jail, they sued the guards.
Inmates alleged that 2 deputies prompted the attack, that Chamberlain was arrested on sex offense charges and deserved to be roughed up.
Boiling water poured on him. He was tortured.
So what do you think something like that is worth? Well, I'll tell you, it ended up almost going to trial. It was on the eve of trial and it settled. So many cases settle on the eve of trial because lawyers don't know what jurors are gonna do, and that's scary. Regardless of a lot of people out there who are empowered by Google and they think exactly what a jury is gonna do, lawyers don't know that. So you would suspect, at least I suspected, a very high award. We're in a conservative state of California. A liberal state of California. A liberal state of California, not conservative. Don't know how I made that mistake. So again, you typically see maybe higher, maybe lower verdicts. Typically in more liberal, you're gonna see a higher. In more conservative states, you're gonna see lower. But this number shocked me. It shocked me because, yeah, the guy had child pornography charges, but again, he was still a human, because I do believe it's open season on those particular people. I think they're the scum of the earth. But with that being said, I still thought that the settlement was low. I mean, you had guards that encouraged, awarded, and essentially listened to this guy getting beat. They did nothing. They gave inmates who did the beating time to clean up. And it was awarded $600,000 as a settlement. $600,000 for a human life. That's pretty scary, but again, imagine if you were on that jury and you heard all of those things, but at the same time, you heard this guy wasn't a convicted pedophile, but he was arrested on those charges. What do you think? Share this, leave a comment, engage me in a debate, and hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it.